Oh no. Oh no. That's all right. We'll line it up. It'll be fine.
We got it. We got it. We got it. I'm sorry.
We got it. We're good. We're going. Okay, good.
I, I've got dual monitors and I didn't know where my mouse went.
It's just that's scary. That's okay. Dual monitors is like that's how I go through my workday half the time. I'm like, which screen
Am I
am I
working on?
actually supposed to be looking at? Like, where is the mouse? So I get that.
Ah,
Oh, pardon me. Yeah, welcome back to Oddities, everybody. I'm Cassie.
and I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strange Town.
Bum, bum,
Um,
bum.
Bum, bum, bum. All of our social medias in the description. Our Patreon's in the description. Our merch store's in the description. We've got a new merch drop. Merry Christmas, everybody, by the way. Merry whatever anybody's
Happy
celebrating. I mean, we're
holidays.
all happy holidays, Merry Crisis.
Merry
And
Christmas.
happy almost New Year. We could stick a fork in this one and call it done pretty
Yep.
much at this point. So
Here we
that's
are.
cool. So yes, follow along. Shout out to Lindsay Bidwell, who has designed our most recent designed our most recent graphic, designed our most recent merch and new logo. We love you.
You're the
Her link is in our
best.
bio. Very talented. If you're looking for a graphic designer, or I think she does web design work as well, and she's very talented. Wonderful to work with. I could go on and
Phenomenal.
on.
We can say all the nice things because she deserves
Lin- Lin-
all the nice things.
Lindsay appreciation episode. Yeah,
Thanks.
exactly. So, yes, how are first before I ask how you are, I do want to give the disclaimer and apologize to everybody. We're having our flooring replaced today, so I'm actually recording from the basement right now. So this is new.
It's quite the backdrop.
Also there will probably be thumping and hammering and things happening in the background, and I am not Bob the Builder, but I have men here who should be. So that's really it.
Soon we'll be hearing the tune. Bob the
That's right.
Builder.
I don't know the rest of it. That's it. Can he
Oh,
build it? I don't
yes,
know.
he can. Anyways,
Yes, he can.
I used to love watching that crap when I was sick home from school. Anyways,
I love that for you. How ye be? How are you
this week has been interesting.
this week?
You know,
Yeah.
we're doing a double recording, so I'll save some of it for like the next one.
Okay.
But I'm just going to talk about what happened yesterday. Michael and I were going to like a youth group reunion thing that we were a part of when we were in high school. And I was getting ready. And like, mind you, I have two little kids. I don't get ready very often anymore because it's just my hair's usually up in a bun. It is what it is. We call it a day. But we're going out, so I want to look a little nice. And I'm doing my hair, and I see it. I see my first gray hair.
Oh my God, no! It's there.
And this MFer, it's like right here, and it sticks straight up. I couldn't get it
I
to
love
sit
that
down.
so much.
And Michael goes, "Well, why don't you just pull it?" And I'm like, "Because two come to its
No.
funeral. That's why."
Yeah, but now you're gonna look distinguished as all fucking hell. I love
Yeah,
that.
right. And actually, I was talking to the oh gosh, I don't know what to call her. So the people that were hosting, they're like the parents of everybody. In our, they
Mm-hmm.
were they were the older people, anyways. But their daughter, who is not younger than, well, I mean, she's still younger than me, but she's 22 now, which is just unbelievable to me. I said to her, I think I'm just gonna say screw it and just dye my hair purple like I was doing in Idaho, because just go
Hell yeah.
back to my natural roots of purple. And she goes, "You have a very purple aura, so that works for you." And I'm
I
like,
love
that is
that
the
for you.
best compliment I have ever heard in my entire life.
It's your favorite color,
It
right?
is. So I was
So
like,
like
everything, I feel so accomplished now.
it's meant to be. It would align with your aura. I mean,
There
you
we
heard it there
go.
first.
It just
There
made
is
me
no
feel
other
so good about
option.
myself. So, yeah, that was
Wow.
my crisis yesterday. Of a freaking gray
But
hair.
that's such a great compliment. No, don't worry about it. Grays happen. It's okay.
Yeah. And after the
It's
week
gonna
I've
be all
had,
right.
which you guys will hear about in the next episode, I'm not surprised. So,
Yes, I won't ask how a certain body part's doing. I'll ask next episode.
okay.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
We're leaving that one quite the cliffhanger for a week. Anyways,
Yeah. Now they're wondering which body part is it. We just don't know. Get your minds out
um,
of the gutter, everybody.
It's not that interesting. Anyways,
It's
how
not
are
that body part.
you?
I'm fine. This has been a week for me too.
It
I'm not
has.
gonna go into it, but the good news is, by the time this baby drops, I am done with school. It is
Woohoo!
actually official as of December 14th at 9:30 p.m.
And it is so
It's
well
done.
deserved for you.
I'm popping a bottle. I don't care that it's a school night,
Pop
a
a
work
few
night. I guess
bottles.
I'm getting lit off my ass because this has been a long ride. Um, so I'm pumped about that. My work right now, well, this is Christmas, but in the lead up to Christmas, we're doing a holiday themed scavenger hunt where you have to like go around and get pictures with certain things and submit the pictures and like so I'm in full blown like competitive mode. There is no option. The only option is to win. So
I
I am
love
fucking hauling
this
ass. So
so much.
you know that cracked it out gingerbread house I sent you last night?
Yeah, and I specifically love the picture you took with the cracked out gingerbread house.
I know. Corey, first of all, I am never handing my camera to fucking Corey again. Corey takes a picture of me mid blink, and I had to put it on my Instagram. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I've got it
It
linked in
was
our
too good not to share because
bio.
like and here's the thing,
I
I was gonna
li-
ask, was that posed or was that Corey's photo
no,
skills? And thank you for answering it because my god, it's
no.
perfect.
And I literally captioned my photo meth, not even once. So anyway, we made this like gingerbread skate rink thing, and it comes with like these little penguins. And I had Corey do the penguins, but he made their pupils huge. It looks like they are. Was it you that said it looks like they OD'd on Molly? Because that's exactly what it
That's what
fucking
you
looks
said
like.
to me.
Oh, that's what I said?
Yeah.
Then somebody else said it to me. It looks like they are hearing colors and tasting sounds. Like they
100%.
are. They are.
100%. So, and the
The
best
ice
part
skating
about that,
penguins are on another level.
I had been driving for an hour and I don't check my phone because in California, if you touch your phone, it's a felony while you're driving. So, I get to my
Gnarly.
destination and I was like, oh, I've got messages from Cassie and I lost it. And Michael's like, what's so funny? And he goes, did you just say they look like they're hopped up on Molly? And I was like, no, Cassie did, but look, they are.
I mean, literally, they are in another dimension. Like the I don't know. They're in like the 16th dimension. I don't know what's happening there, but anyway, if anybody wants to take a look, I can add it. I can try and add it for this week's image too. But anyway, so my holly jolly ass is running around town trying to get pictures with all this shit I need to get. I wanted to do a bunch in Hallmark yesterday because they had like 8 of the things I needed, but this worker kept following me around the store, and I was like, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So now we got to go to Plan B on
That's
those,
just
but
rude. Let
that's
me
all right.
take pictures in peace.
I am 30 years old. Leave me alone. I'm not a teenager. You don't need to follow me around the store.
But if they
Like
thought you were a teenager, high compliment.
I'm. Oh my god, I know. We went out for drinks on Thursday night with well, actually with our realtor and our mortgage broker representative because
Hell
it's like a
yeah.
delayed like yay you're in your house thing, and anyway I got carded and that was great. So
Do you know I've never been carded until this year? And I'm
really,
convinced it's only because I was wearing a mask.
dude, probably so. They probably there was just like probably a significant chunk of time there where they were like I give up.
Right?
Doesn't matter.
I was just
Like
I was so excited to get carded when I turned 21 and nobody carded me.
what the fuck?
And
I'm
it's
sorry.
just never happened. I never got carded. And it like
Next time I see you, the first thing I'm gonna ask is for your ID. I'll card your ass.
I love you for that.
So we aim to please. But anyway, that's really it here in my tiny slice of paradise. I am starting to brainstorm what I'm gonna wear to the Taylor Swift concert, so I think I might have to put some polls up on Instagram, see if we can get some votes.
I had a dream about what you wore to the Taylor Swift concert.
Okay, shut up, because I had a dream about it last night. What was your dream?
I had a dream that you were completely gothed out. Just
Oh, I
like
love that for me.
completely gothed out, had no emotion before the concert started, was no emotion until like, she sung her first note or something. And then you were picked because you had no emotion until Taylor Swift came on and they were like, this bitch knows what's up.
Wow. Okay. So I love everything about that. for me. I love it. I can't promise I won't have any emotion though, because one of our openers is Gail, and she's the one that
I
sings A B C
know.
D E F U,
I
and I'm gonna
know.
fucking that song's my shit. So I
But
mean,
see,
but
Goth
maybe I'll try.
Cassie can definitely rock out to that song. So,
It fits, like it's
it
on brand.
does.
So yeah, wow. Okay, I love that. I had a dream that I went as Zombie Taylor from the "Look What You Made Me Do" video, and Corey went as my tombstone. And then I had like within the same dream, like I didn't even make it to the concert part. Like we were there early, waiting, and some like TV crew came up and wanted to interview me, and so I was giving an interview, and then I woke up. So I didn't even fucking get to see the concert in my dream.
Rude. Your
To be
subconscious
continued.
didn't want you to be have spoilers.
You're right, or spoils.
Yeah,
None of the
whatever.
above.
It doesn't work. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
We're fine. We're good. And as per usual, we're almost 11 minutes in, so
We are awesome. Bum, ba,
we're
bum,
consistent
bum.
if nothing else. Though some may say we're intolerable, I say we're just a bag of fun.
I'm gonna quote my husband. He was listening to an episode recently, and he calls me mid-episode. Y'all are children. I said, excuse me? And he goes, butts? Really?
It was the bus thing. I know.
And I said, wait till you hear about McNutt. And he's
I
like,
love it.
oh God. And
Excuse
he's
me.
just laughing at me. So anyways, this is the content you signed up for. Boom.
Button McNutt. Yeah, pounding hammers.
Cassie is not kidnapped.
Immaturity. I'm. Oh my god, I'm choking.
But she's dying.
I'm fine. Carry on.
Again,
So,
she's in the basement. It's dusty. Don't worry about it.
It is dusty. I literally think I inhaled something. I don't know what. It's fine. So, Jesus, take the wheel. Would you like to start, or shall I?
Sure. Mine took a turn of I didn't expect. Because I went into this blind. It was suggested to me, I believe, by my godmother. Hi, Mel. And
Hi, Mel.
so I just, put him on the list and didn't look into it at all. And I was thinking, so the title is The Vanishment of Orion Williamson. So I was like, it's a missing persons case. Yes and no. Because the dude vanishes,
Or is
guys.
it?
So.
Oh my lord. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Ready? All right. Orion Williamson
Ready.
was a farmer who lived with his wife and child just outside of Selma, Alabama. One hot July afternoon in 1854, Orion and his family were sitting on their porch when Orion realized he forgot to tell his farm manager, farmhand, whatever he is, about the horses. So he got up and headed to the field where the horses were grazing. His wife, Mrs. Williamson, watched him as he made his way across the field. His neighbor and his son saw Orion crossing the field. They all saw him. Orion bent over to pick up a stick, and as he stood up, he turned to wave at his neighbor, took a step, and just vanished.
What?
Just completely
Wait, so
vanished.
all those people just watched him vanish?
Exactly. Mrs. Williamson,
Oh my god.
their son, the neighbor, and his son all went running for him, but he was simply nowhere to be found. They couldn't believe their eyes, and after hours of searching, they went to find more help, and hundreds of people came together looking for the missing farmer. They searched for him for weeks. They combed through every inch of the farm, and yet nothing. Nothing at all.
What the fuck? Is this real? Or is this like a creepypasta? Okay.
Creepypasta.
Is
Except
it?
Mrs. Williamson and her child heard Orion's voice calling to them from the spot in the field where he had been missing.
What?
And for 2 weeks, they slept near the spot because they could hear him, and his voice went from yelling to a quiet whisper to nothing.
No.
A year after his disappearance, the spot in the field where he went missing, it was all dead. It was a circle of just dead crop.
What? Okay, carry
I'm
on.
blowing Cassie's mind. Can you guys tell?
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. This is crazy. Okay.
Sorry. Next page. He really did just vanish from existence. They never found anything of him, and like this was the mid 1800s. So like,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
not as many like advances in technology and whatnot.
In literally anything. Yes.
Another similar story happened after Orion's disappearance. This being a young boy on his family farm outside of Quincy, Illinois. So north versus south, just
Okay.
saying.
Right.
He was 16 years old and he left the family's home to get water on a snowy November night in 1878. When he didn't come home, his father and his sister went searching and they followed his footsteps because it was snowy. And about
Yeah.
halfway to the well, his footsteps just stopped.
What
And
is happening?
and he also just vanished. They did not there was no reports of them hearing his voice, nor do I believe like in the summertime or springtime was there a dead patch of grass there or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say what we're all thinking. It's clearly aliens.
Oh, thank God. I'm so
Because,
glad you said that.
and you know, I'm going to say a really big cliche right now, but it is what it is. Farmers and aliens go together like peanut butter and jelly. You cannot tell me anything different.
Literally the
Crop
dream
circles,
combination.
like
Yes.
creepy things. You can't tell me that they're not related. And
This is,
yeah.
yeah. I was
And
going to say this is either 100% aliens or like 100% a very significant like glitch in the Matrix type of deal. Like
right?
it's one or the other.
But
Yeah.
4 people saw Orion just vanish.
And this is legitimate. This is like a
Yeah.
true,
This is a true story.
and he just like poof.
Poof. Into existence.
And then the
It makes
creepy
me
part is that they could still hear him.
Yeah, makes me wonder though, like he bent down to pick up a stick. Was that like a transporting device?
Was it a transporting stick? I don't know. Maybe.
Was it a door into another dimension?
Maybe. That's like why I kind of feel it might be like that's the only thing about it that makes me think, okay, maybe not aliens because
Yeah.
they could still like hear him. So like maybe he was like in another dimension that's like close enough that it was like crossing over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he's. Well, I mean, I was gonna say I think he's dead. It's like, yeah, well, Cass, it's been like 200 years, so. Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
It's likely that he is in fact dead. However,
Fuck me.
I that was rather short, and I'm sorry, listeners, but like there wasn't
No,
more
I
on
loved
this,
it.
but it was just packed so full. I'm like, I wish I like I want to know more. I want to know so much more.
Yes.
Is the grass still
We should
dead
write
on
a
that
book.
farm?
We should go.
There was a book written about this, and it is called The Difficulty of Crossing a Field.
Same. Remember, kids, if you come across a stick, don't pick it up. Just leave that shit alone.
And I think, like, how bizarre. Because if it was just his wife that saw it, we all know what would have happened. She would have been diagnosed with hysteria. That didn't happen. She killed him. She would have been put to death.
Lobotomies.
Something. Yeah. Because,
Yes.
look at the time frame. But because it was her, their child, the neighbor, his child, there was just, like, I really do wonder what the rest of the community believed. You know what I mean?
Dude, I don't know. Yeah. So this is what I love is he picked up a stick and then somebody controlling the simulation was like, "No, I put that
stick
there
down."
for a reason. Get out now. You're deleted. That's it. You don't get to play anymore."
Just hit the delete button. You took too many.
Wow.
Snap.
This has given me a whole new phobia. One in which I just pick something up and I disappear. And nobody knows, but they can hear me, but they don't know. That's terrifying.
There was no reports of the neighbor being able to hear him. So I don't know if it was because it was his wife and child that
Maybe.
like there was that connection kind of a thing.
Or
But
maybe
this
it's just like a... Yeah, go ahead.
No, this also made me think. Michael and I don't know if you've ever watched the show Warehouse 13. It's amazing.
I've not.
You should. But
Okay.
we watched an episode recently, and her brother was stuck like in between, which I know is very Stranger Things. But anyways, he was like trying to time travel but he didn't have like all of the pieces, so he was stuck. So she was able to hear him. She was able to see him at times, but nobody else was.
Wow,
So I'm like,
spooky. It does sound like
yeah.
that.
No, but seriously, if you guys haven't watched that show, you need to. It's on Freevee. Anyways.
Maybe I'll check that out. Yeah. I gotta take a break from my holiday smut that I've been watching. It's all crap. I love it. I love it so
Holiday
much.
smut. That's going to stick with me for the rest of my life. Continue.
Well, that was wow, I feel fucked up. Like, wow.
Yeah.
What a whole like I mean, who knew? Why do we not know about this?
Right?
Why?
And then I also go into the side of it like this is apparently a true story, right? But I also go into the South has some wild shit. I'm not going to deny that.
True.
But Alabama also has some crazy stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it makes you wonder.
Yeah, Southern United States, what are you guys doing?
What's
Are you all
happening
right?
down there?
Like, what's going on down there? But I'm taking us for my topic. It has to do with a disappearance.
Oh. I don't think I
But
realized
not a
that.
I didn't either when I first started
Oh.
researching it. Stunning. But then, not only does it have to do with a disappearance, it's also just like really pretty, and it's an entirely different area of the world. We're going to Russia.
Russia.
I know. So today, kids, I'm telling the story of the Amber Room. This is once again courtesy of Cousin Caitlin. Thank you, Cousin Caitlin. I'm going to make that some merch. Courtesy of Cousin Caitlin. That's all I was going to say.
At this point, I think she deserves it.
It's like 90% of our show this year, I feel like, was her. Okay, so the Amber Room. It was this chamber decorated in amber panels backed with gold leaf and mirrors located in the Catherine Palace of Tsarskoye Selo near St. Petersburg. So basically, and there's pictures of recreations of this and stuff like that, and it is like, if anybody's ever been to Versailles, it's like that but on steroids. This is like fucking mind bending. It's beautiful, it's crazy, it's ornate, it's over the top, it's fabulous. So it was it was constructed in the 18th century in Prussia. The room was dismantled and eventually disappeared during World War II.
It just disappeared?
Before its loss, yeah, adios, muchachos, we're done here.
Cool.
Before its loss, it was considered an eighth wonder of the world, which is very cool. And then a reconstruction was made starting in 1979 and completed and installed in the Catherine Palace in 2003. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
So that's like almost 40 years. No, 30 years.
Wait, when did it disappear?
1979?
Okay.
No, it disappeared. The reconstruction started in 1979.
79.
It disappeared during World War II. Long story short, the reconstruction took a long time.
Yeah. They took their sweet time.
As they should, if you see pictures of this. The Amber Room, it is considered, the room itself, a priceless piece of art. It has extraordinary architectural features such as gilding, carvings, 450 kilograms of amber panels, which is 990 pounds, gold leaf, gemstones, mirrors, all highlighted with candlelight. This is like the most cracked out fun house, like a mirror fun house. Like if you were to go in this, definitely do not be one of the penguins from my gingerbread house in this room, because I think they would they would just explode. Yeah, yeah. Because of its unique features and singular beauty, like I said, the original Amber Room was dubbed the eighth wonder of the world. And modern estimates of the room's value range from $142 million in 2007 to over $500 million in 2016.
Wow.
Somehow still less than I would have anticipated, but still whoa. So, let's talk about its creation. The Amber Room, the original Amber Room, it was begun in 1701 with its purpose of being installed at Charlottenburg Palace, the residence of Frederick, the first king in Prussia, at the urging of his second wife, Sophia Charlotte. And the concept and design of the room was drafted by Andreas Schluter?
Nailed it.
I don't know. Crushed it. It was fabricated by Gottfried Wolfram, who was master craftsman to the Danish court of King Frederick the Fourth, Frederick the Fourth of Denmark.
Oh.
With help from the amber masters Ernst Schacht and Gottfried Thurau from Danzig, now Gdansk, in Poland. There was so much
You
fucked
nailed
up
all
there.
of that. But anyways.
Tuck it in, put it to bed, we're leaving it behind. So, although originally intended for installation at Charlottenburg Palace, like I said, the complete panels were eventually installed at Berlin City Palace, and the Amber Room did not, however, remain at Berlin City Palace for long. Peter the Great of Russia comes along. He admires it during a visit, and then in 1716, King Frederick I's son, Frederick William I, presented the room to Peter as a gift, which forged this Russo-Prussian alliance against Sweden back in the day. So, the original Berlin design of the Amber Room was reworked in Russia in a joint effort by German and Russian craftsmen alike, and it was Peter's daughter, Empress Elizabeth, who decided the Amber treasure should be installed at Catherine Palace, where the Russian imperial family typically spent their summers. And after several other 18th century renovations, the room covered more than 55 square meters, so 590 square feet, and contained over 6 tons or 13,000 pounds of amber. And the room took over 10 years to construct.
Wow.
I know, right? So here comes the disappearance, or what they are referring to as the theft. So during World War II here. So shortly after the beginning of the German invasion of the Soviet Union in World War II, the curators responsible for removing the art treasures in Leningrad tried to disassemble and remove the Amber Room. They were like, we're going to take this apart, and we're just going to move all 13,000 pounds of this shit.
And we're taking everything with us. Goodbye.
Sure. However, over the years, the amber had actually dried out and become brittle, which made it relatively impossible to move the room without the amber crumbling.
Same.
So the Amber Room... me too. The Amber Room was therefore hidden behind mundane wallpaper in an attempt to keep German forces from seizing it. But the attempt to hide something that was this well known was
impossible.
A failure. Yeah. I have an idea. Let's
put
it
their
behind
best
wallpaper.
effort forward.
What the fuck? So anyway, German soldiers, I just love that, of the Army Group North disassembled the Amber Room within 36 hours. That's so short.
Wow.
36 hours
it took 10
under the
years
supervision
to construct.
That's correct.
But
and
that
36
short,
hours to take that
just
baby
to rip it all down.
apart.
Okay.
Plus removing the wallpaper. So then
that was the hard part.
Exactly. And they did this in 36 hours under the supervision of 2 experts. So October 14th, 1941, the priceless room reached Königsberg in East Prussia for storage and display in the town's castle. And then November 13th, 1941, a Königsberg newspaper announced an exhibition of the Amber Room at Königsberg Castle. So then, orders are given by Hitler on January 21st and 24th of 1945, ordering the movement of looted possessions from Königsberg. This allowed Albert Speer, who was the Reich Minister of Armaments, and his administration team to transport cultural goods of priority. However, before the Amber Room could be moved, Erich Koch, who was in charge of civil administration in Königsberg during the final months of the war, abandoned his post, fled from the city, and left General Otto Laschk in command. And then August 1944, Königsberg was heavily firebombed by the Royal Air Force. It suffered further extensive damage from artillery from the advancing Red Army before the final occupation on April 9th, 1945. So where did it go? What happened?
Yeah.
To the room. So after the war, the Amber Room was never seen in public again.
Okay.
No. So, though reports have occasionally surfaced stating that pieces of the Amber Room survived the war, there are also several eyewitnesses claiming to have spotted the famous room being loaded on the board of the Wilhelm Gustloff, which left Gdynia on January 30th, 1945, and then was promptly torpedoed and sunk by a Soviet submarine. In 1997, an Italian stone mosaic titled Feel and Touch, that was part of a set of 4 stones which had decorated the Amber Room, was found in Germany, in the possession of the family of a soldier who claimed to have helped pack up the Amber Chamber. And the mosaic came into the hands of Russian authorities and was used in the reconstruction. In 1998, two separate teams, one German and one Lithuanian, announced that they had located the Amber Room. They're like, we found it. And the German team pointed to a silver mine, while the Lithuanian team believed the Amber treasure was actually buried in a lagoon. Neither of the two locations turned out to hold the Amber Room. So it's like, what the fuck were you guys finding? But okay. Then,
What led them to there? That's what.
I honestly, I don't even know. In 2004, there was a pretty lengthy investigation by British investigative journalists Catherine Scott Clark and Adrian Levy, and they concluded that the Amber Room was most likely destroyed when the Königsberg Castle was damaged. First during the bombing of Königsberg by the Royal Air Force in 1944, and then by the Soviets' burning of the castle, followed by shelling of the walls that were left. Official assessments set out in documents from the Russian National Archives, written by Alexander Brusov, head of the Soviet team charged with locating the Amber Room following the war, agreed overall with this theory. The official report stated, summarizing all the facts, we can say that the Amber Room was destroyed between April 9th and 11th, 1945. These dates correspond with the end of the Battle of Königsberg, which finished on April 9th with the surrender of the German garrison. Then, a few years later, this guy Brusov, the same one who was head of that Soviet team charged with finding the Amber Room, he then voiced a contrary opinion. He was like, no, just kidding. But then this is believed to have been done due to pressure from Soviet authorities who did not want to be seen as responsible for the loss of something like this treasure, basically. Among other information retrieved from archives was the revelation that the remaining Italian stone mosaics were found in the burned debris of the castle. Scott Clark and Levy concluded in their report that the reason the Soviets conducted extensive searches for the Amber Room, even though their own experts had concluded that it was destroyed, was because they wanted to know if any of their own soldiers had been responsible for the destruction. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
probably, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Plus, the thing was, crumbling when you guys were dismantling it after putting fucking wallpaper all over it. But anyway.
That glue probably just disintegrated all of it.
Yeah, basically.
Think
Yeah.
about it.
There's, I know, there is a guy, Leonid Ehrenstein, who was a lieutenant in the Red Army in charge of a rifle platoon during the Battle of Königsberg, and he said, quote, I probably was one of the last people who saw the Amber Room. At the same time, he explained that the whole city was burning due to artillery bombardments, but also denied allegations that the Red Army burned the city on purpose, saying, quote, what soldiers would burn the city where they will have to stay? That's really poor reasoning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if they're told to do so, they will. That's their job. But anyway, a variation of this theory by some present-day residents of Kaliningrad, which is formerly Königsberg, is that at least parts of the room were found in Königsberg Castle cellars after World War II by the Red Army. And then the Amber Room was allegedly still in good condition, but this was not admitted at the time, so the blame could fall upon the Nazis. To preserve the story, access to the ruins of the castle, which was allowed after World War II, was suddenly restricted to all, including historical and archaeological surveys, but the room is said to be in a storehouse near the castle. So it's pretty wild. There's all kinds of hypotheses around this. Some say that it's in a bunker in northeastern Poland. Some say that these divers found it in a shipwreck. It's all over the place. It's pretty crazy. So nobody really knows, but all we know is we've done this reconstruction, right? Yeah. So in 1979, the Soviet government decides to reconstruct a replica of the room. It took 24 years and required 40 Russian and German experts in amber craftsmanship. They used original drawings and old black and white photographs, and every attempt was made to duplicate the original Amber Room as much as possible. And this included 350 shades of amber in the original panels and fixtures that adorned the room. But a major problem was the lack of skilled workers, since amber carving was a nearly lost art form at that point.
Yeah.
And then there were financial difficulties that plagued the reconstruction project from the start. But they were solved with a donation of $3.5 million US, or what's equivalent to it, from the German company Eon. It's E.ON.
Okay.
I guess it's like Eon, but fancy. By 2003, the work of the Russian craftsman was mostly completed, and the new room was dedicated by Russian President Putin and German Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder at the 300th anniversary of the city of St. Petersburg. And then in Kleinmachnow, near Berlin, there is a miniature form of the room, fabricated after the original. And that's the Amber Room. So nobody really knows what happened to the original. I mean, if I were to wager, it probably got destroyed. I mean, I
Yeah.
like
If
wholeheartedly
everything was
believe that,
crumbling,
but
yeah.
yeah, like not only was it crumbling when they tried to move it, but then everything got shelled and whatnot, and it's like, well,
Well,
yeah, I
so
mean, I
I
think
got
it's gone, and
impatient and I had to look it up because I needed to see this room. And
it's beautiful, isn't
it's
it?
just breathtaking. But I'm looking at all the fine detail and I realized that this is the redo, the replica, whatever.
Yeah,
But like if that's what it looked like before or close to, so much fine detail and carvings. Of course it was crumbling.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no way to just like pull it off. Like it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. Like you can't just pick up a room that's delicate and beautiful and carved like that and be like,
It's
okay, and now we're
literally
putting it on this boat, or now we're putting it on this truck. Like, no.
it's literally floor to ceiling of
Yeah, it
just
is like the most
oh,
ornate thing ever. It's beautiful.
it's gorgeous.
But there's no way that they could. I believe yes, they probably did try to like take it down and try and move it elsewhere, like whatever. I mean, like artifacts and art and everything during World War II. So much went missing. So much was like stolen. So much
Yeah.
was hidden. Like whatever. But I don't think it survived. Like I just don't think between trying to dismantle it and then getting shelled with whatever was probably left or whatever. I think it's gone and lost to history. But I'm glad that they tried to reconstruct it as best as they could to its like former glory because it's beautiful.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So anyway, that's the great missing Amber Room. I think the most likely story of all is that it does not exist anymore.
No, and I kind of
Um,
have a feeling that when they were trying to take it down, it was crumbling, but then they didn't want to be responsible for destroying the
right.
Amber Room. So I think it's a
Yeah.
very well kept secret
Yeah.
at this point, because
I just
nobody.
like that they were like, wait, we'll cover it in wallpaper. That'll fool them. How the fuck are you gonna cover that in wallpaper?
I mean, yeah, there's no covering that in wallpaper.
It's lumpy because everything's carved. You can't just like you would have to build like a whole
You would have
like
to build,
drywall
yeah,
over
like,
it.
and
Like
was drywall a thing back then? Probably not. So
oh, probably not. I don't know. Yeah, I really have
paneling of
no
some
idea.
sort. You would have had to put fake walls up, and then they didn't think about it. We're thinking about it. Like, well, yeah, this could have worked if you had done this.
Yeah, if only you had thought to do this.
If you had
But yeah,
just thought.
it makes me sad though to think about how much like beautiful and priceless. I mean, because this room is art. It's not just
Oh,
a room.
it's
It is a
art.
work of art. How much has been lost over time, and like I mean, just the sheer talent that existed back then. Like it's crazy to me, and I'm sad. But it was a really interesting thing, and it is the great disappearing room. You know.
Wow. That was a great topic. And I love that we
Thank you.
coincidentally did disappearances.
I know we didn't even plan that
But
shit. So thank you,
truly,
cousin Caitlin.
yes, thank you, Cousin Caitlin. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yes. And perhaps the thing that was even more fun was listening to me try to pronounce the names of all
But
this
I
shit.
actually want to do a shout out to that because you really did it flawlessly. You didn't stumble. You didn't like.
Donka.
You just like. I'm pronouncing it this way, and that's how it's gonna be. Suck it.
Yeah, I was committed to my fuck ups. Like, at least you give me that. I was like, all right, if I'm going to fuck this up, I'm going to fuck it up confidently. And so
Yeah,
here we go.
and that's the only way you should do things. By the way,
Thank you. Thank you.
valuable,
Thank you very much.
valuable life lessons from Cassie. There you go.
Consider yourselves blessed. So, wow. What do we take away from this? One, don't pick up sticks in the middle of the field.
Don't pick up
Because you'll
sticks.
be
Be weary of
be
farmers.
teleported. Yes.
And you need to do better than covering it with wallpaper.
There are a lot of things in life that can be covered by wallpaper, but a priceless room is not one of them. So, and wow, I don't know, just wow, what an episode. Until next time.
Stay strange.